Hey, hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. My name is Harold, and in this video we're going to talk about the 5 most elusive bird species of Costa Rica. Yes, the 5 most elusive, not the 5 most common, but the 5 most elusive bird species of Costa Rica. If you're familiar with Costa Rica, it's a very bird diverse country, one of the most bird diverse countries in the world. I think the official number is well over 850. I don't know the exact number. I'm not from Costa Rica. I'm from the Netherlands. That's where I live. But I have visited Costa Rica multiple times. And I think I saw just over 400 species in Costa Rica, I think, yeah. So not even half of all the species that occur in Costa Rica. But if you're familiar with the bird diversity in Costa Rica, you probably know which are the most common species, the most well-known species, the scarlet macaws, the toucans, the hummingbirds. But as I've mentioned, Costa Rica is home to well over 850 bird species, maybe even close to 900. And some of them are really elusive. And not many people have seen these species in Costa Rica. These 5 species might not be very rare across the globe or in general rare species, but these species are elusive or not very well known for Costa Rica. And I'm going to show you some pictures. I'm going to give you some information about these birds, some videos from YouTube. I have never seen any of these 5 birds myself. As I've said, they're very elusive. Not many people have seen these species, but I'm just going to show you some pictures from various websites on the internet and some footage and some bird sounds and bird calls. So let's start. I'm going to share my screen and see. I'm here at. Okay, I'm going to show you this. Okay, so here I'm at the website of Birds of the World. Very handy website from the Cornell Lab of Ornithology. If you're from United States or some other country outside of Europe, you're very familiar. You're probably very familiar with eBird and Birds of the World and the Cornell Lab of Ornithology. Here in the Netherlands and in Europe, we don't use eBird that much. We use, especially here in the Netherlands, for international observations, we use observation.org. I'm going to show you a little bit later in this video. Yeah, I use eBird myself when I'm bird watching in Costa Rica or some other birds or some other countries outside of the Netherlands. If you want to see my complete live list, then I will put it in the link of this video. But yeah, let's start with the first species. I'm not going to. This is just in random order. I don't have the most elusive species. I don't know which is the most elusive species, but I'm going to show you the 5 most elusive species, not in order from 5 to 1, but just in random. So I'm going to start with the sharpbill. Sharpbill. It's a very unique species. It's quite rare in Costa Rica. It's in general there's not much known about the species. It's a very beautiful looking species. It's not that colorful, but yeah, if you look at the name Sharpbill, you probably know why they came up with this name. Yeah, let's see here at the website of Birds of the World. There's a lot of information available about all the almost 11,000 bird species of the world. It's a very handy website. You need to have an account, but if you have an account, there's a lot of information available. So yeah, check it out here. It's the scientific name is Oxyrhynchus cristatus. I hope I pronounce it well. And this picture was actually taken in Costa Rica. If you can check it out here on the 15th of May, 2022 by Carlos Ulate and it was taken in Guanacaste. And so let's first take a look at the distribution around the world. It's mostly distributed in southeastern Brazil, Paraguay also, here in the northeastern Brazil, and here in the northern countries of South America, some in Venezuela, Guyana, Suriname, French Guiana, and here's also in Peru. So maybe I have the chance in the near future to check out this bird. As you know, my wife is from Peru and we visit the country regularly. But I don't have too much time for bird watching when I'm in Peru. And here, if you look at Costa Rica, it's very, patchily distributed, mostly in the higher elevations. Yeah, I feel that I'm not going to explain all of this. Let's see about the habitat. Yeah, humid tropical forest, usually at 400 to 1100 meters, so a little bit middle to higher elevations. It feeds on fruit and also in vertebrates. So like I said, I have never seen this species. I don't know anybody who has seen this species. But we can look at some videos at YouTube. There's a lot of videos available. Well, actually, there's not a lot of videos available on YouTube. Just as it's just these videos are available. I don't know where this video was shot. Southeastern Brazil. Foraging on mistletoe berries. So some nice music on the background. So yeah, that's the sharpbill feeding on fruits. Like I've mentioned before, it feeds on fruits, but also on small invertebrates. And it's from the family Oxyrhynchidae. I don't know if it's the only species in this family, or there are some other species in this family as well. That's the sharpbill. So yeah, if we go to let me see, we can check out the list of Costa Rica and see where it has been observed in Costa Rica this year. So here I'm at the website of eBird, and if we look at sharpbill in Costa Rica, it only has 435 observations, so that's not a lot. So yeah, that's why it's quite elusive. So okay, that was the sharpbill. Let's go to the next one. The next very elusive species of Costa Rica is the unspotted saw-whet owl. It's a very long name. It's an owl species, nocturnal, of course. Yeah, never seen it. So if we look at the distribution, yeah, this is Mexico and this is Guatemala, and here we have Costa Rica. It's also distributed along the mountain range. I think this is the Talamancan mountain range bordering with Panama. Yeah, it's not a large owl. It's fairly small, and it's endemic to Middle America, restricted to high elevation, humid pine oak forests. So okay, here we can check out Some of the pictures. It's a very beautiful little owl. No, this picture was taken in Mexico. Let me see if there are some pictures taken in Costa Rica, no, Mexico, Guatemala, Panama. This one. It's a video taken from shot in Costa Rica. Maybe we can hear the sound as well. You can hear it in the background. I think if you want to look for this bird, you mostly go to detect it by sound. As it's really hard to find. So let's go to the website of eBird. Let's check out where it has been seen in unspotted somewhere now in Costa Rica. So this is Costa Rica. I think so. Only 318 observations, mostly around the Central Valley. So yeah, very elusive species in Costa Rica. Let me see if there's some other videos on YouTube. Probably not. There's some videos. You know, not a lot. So it's quite popular. And this video was shot in Costa Rica in the Talamancan mountain range. So here it says, this rare, perhaps overlooked small owl inhabits the high elevation cloud forest and open pastures with scattered trees of the Talamancan Mountains and the central volcanic range in Costa Rica. Very few photos and videos have been made of the species. There's a lot to learn about this fascinating creatures. So just check it out. This is the sound it makes, the call. So here it is. It's a beautiful little owl species. Nice. Okay, so let's go to the third species. So species number 3 will be the gray-headed Pipritis. So it's gray-headed Pipritis. It's also one of the most elusive species of Costa Rica. It's very confusing as it looks like many other forest dwelling species like flycatchers or something like that. So it's rare and difficult to find among mixed flocks. Typically stays at middle levels. Yeah, if we go to the birds of the world, gray-headed Pipritis. As you can see, most of the pictures are not very clear as it stays up high in the canopy with mixed flocks. So this one is pretty clear, but this one is a little unclear. This one also, but yeah, it says here an enigmatic species restricted to lowlands on the Caribbean slope of Central America. The gray-headed Pipritis is the least studied of its genus, and the species seems to be very infrequently seen throughout much of its range. So it is mainly recorded below 800 meters, although there are occasional sightings marginally higher. So yeah, this is the distribution. Most of it in Central America, northern part of Costa Rica, and this is also especially this part here with the border of Nicaragua, is one of the least visited parts of Costa Rica. There's one well-known area in Costa Rica where it can be observed. That is around the Rancho Naturalista, birdwatching lodge in La Suiza, close to Turrialba. I haven't seen it. I have been to Rancho Naturalista actually last December when I was in Costa Rica. Please watch my videos about my adventures in Costa Rica and bird watching trips I did. But I haven't seen it. I spoke to one of the bird guides of Rancho Naturalista, and he mentioned that, you know, around Rancho Naturalista there are some areas that where it with a lot of luck it can be observed. Yeah, let's see if we can find some footage on YouTube. Probably not a lot. No, not a lot. Actually, nothing. No, nothing on YouTube. Enigmatic species as described here. So yeah, it feeds on small fruits and insects taken in flight sallies. Often joins mixed species foraging flocks, so that's why it is very hard to observe, especially when it's a little bit higher up in the canopy. When you look at mixed flocks, there's a lot of activity going on, and you're trying to observe all the species. And yeah, if there's one gray-headed pepritis, you probably might miss it. So that is it's very hard to observe, but maybe I'm going to be lucky and going to see this species in Costa Rica maybe one day. Let's see. Have we seen it here? Yeah, we have seen it here. Only 176 observations in in Costa Rica, and as you can see, mostly around the northern part, as I've mentioned, as I showed you before here on the map. But if you zoom a little bit in, there's also here around Turrialba, La Suiza. This is where Rancho Naturalista is located, and yeah, probably also here a little bit more east of La Suiza. So yeah, that was the gray-headed pepritis. So number 4, lanceolated monklet. That's a quite funny name. It's a very beautiful species. I think for myself, it belongs to the Buxonidae. It's a little hard to pronounce. Yeah, it's a very elusive species. Not many species have seen it in Costa Rica. Only 235 observations. And like I've mentioned before, I have been in Costa Rica last December, and I was at a nature conservation project in Costa Rica, which was run by a Dutch guy. I've been there. I talked to him, and he has actually seen this species in Costa Rica. He was one of the lucky few who has seen it. Yeah, you just have to be lucky observing it while you're walking around in the rainforest. Most of the times it's just pure luck. I haven't been that lucky. It's a very beautiful species. It's not that large. This picture was taken in Ecuador. This one also. Yeah, let's have a look at the distribution. Most of it in eastern or western South America, large portion in Peru, some of it in Ecuador, Colombia, Brazil as well. And here a very small range in Costa Rica. Also in the little bit in the higher elevations, let's say habitat occurs at 300 to 2100 meters above sea level. mostly below 1500, so a little bit more the lower elevations, but you won't find it at sea level. Shady open borders, edges, and natural treefall clearings in primary forest and mature second growth. Possibly showing some link to water, is sometimes purchased over small streams. Yeah, let's see if there's some lanceolated monklet. I know the guys from the birding show have seen this. No, it was just Diego Calderon, who has some nice footage of the lanceolated monklet. So it's really nice footage. Small puffbird, always rare in the middle elevations of lowland and foothill forest. Typical puffbird shape. I was in Costa Rica last December, and I have seen one puffbird species. It was the white-whiskered puffbird. I was staying at an Airbnb in the. I was staying at an Airbnb in somewhere in the Braulio Carrillo area, and I was just doing hiking to a small stream that was nearby, and suddenly, just in front of me at eye level, I saw this puffbird sitting on a branch, and I could I could come very near, only like 10 meters in distance. So it sat there, and yeah, I had a very good watch. So I was lucky. So like I've said before, you have to be lucky with observing these elusive bird species. So that was number 4, the lanceolated monklet. So number 5, that is the buffy crowned wood partridge. Number 5 of most elusive bird species of Costa Rica. It's a chicken-like species. It inhabits humid forest habitats of Middle America, from southern Mexico to south to Costa Rica. Like others of the genus, the species is far more frequently heard than seen. Like I've said, it looks like a chicken. Yeah, if we look at the distribution around Central America, Guatemala, Nicaragua, here in Costa Rica as well, and Honduras. So let's see what the habitat. So favors humid to semi-humid montane oak and pine forests, evergreen and cloud forest at 300 to 2,900 meters above sea level. So yeah, let's check it out here, where it has been seen in Costa Rica. Buffy crowned wood partridge. Well over 2,593 observations. Some nice pictures were taken. This one from Costa Rica, from September 2019. Yeah, it's a very beautiful species, and there is a chance that most of these observations, well over 2,500, most of these observations are only observations that from people that have only heard this bird and not seen it. The sound, it sings, quite loud. So the song is heard very. You can hear it very good if it sings when you are around it. But not many people have seen it. If we go to YouTube, there are also not many videos taken from the species. This one. This one. See, they're often in small groups. And it walks also chicken-like. So yeah. And they're gone. So Buffy-crowned wood partridge, very elusive chicken-like bird of humid evergreen and pine green forests and adjacent shade coffee plantations in the highlands of extreme southern Chiapas and from Guatemala to Costa Rica. Usually in pairs or small groups on the forest floor, may be seen beside quiet trails and roads early and late in the day. So there's one story that I want to share with you about this bird. I'm from the Netherlands, and there's one guy from the Netherlands that is a very famous bird watcher. His name is Arjan Dwarshuis, and he's the holder of the record-breaking big year. So he has seen the most species in one single year. It's called a big year, and this was the bird that he broke the record with. Actually, in Costa Rica, we can look at a small part of the video. I think I have it. There was an interview with him with the guys from the Birder Show. Very great interview. Check it out if you haven't seen it. Here's the interview, and we're going to look at
of a milestone than the specific one.
Okay.
Like John Cale,
let's have a look.
I know that the asker has a connection to you, but Juan Diego Vargas from
Arjan Dwarshuis.
He asked, and I'll qualify this, he asks, what was the species you celebrated the most? Now, I think he wants you to say the record-breaking species, which was Buffy-crowned wood partridge, because I noticed in the documentary that he's with you when you see it. But actually, I want to take his question and go a slightly different direction, because my observation from the documentary was that...
So this was the record-breaking bird for Arjan Dwarshuis. We can have a look at the list. Here it was number 6,183. So that's quite a milestone. Yeah, if you're interested in his bird list, it was in 2016 when he set the world record. In one calendar year, he observed 6,852 bird species in 40 different countries. Yeah, it's amazing what he did. So the Buffy-crowned wood partridge was his world record-breaking species in Costa Rica. I don't think I'm going to achieve his bird list of 6,852 species, especially not in 1 year. Yeah, that's almost over two-thirds of all bird species in the world. So yeah, I think that's it. Buffy-crowned wood partridge number 5. Yeah, hope you liked my video about the 5 most elusive species of Costa Rica. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell so you will be notified every time I upload a new video. And thank you for watching, and goodbye.